Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Experimental Homestead. My name is Crystal, and if you're new here, I am filming from Zone 8B in the Pacific Northwest. I got some gardening stuff I got to get done today, and it's finally the season. I'm stoked. So I thought I would take you guys out with me to prune. Prune and plant some stuff. I got lots of stuff to do. So I have raspberry bushes, blueberry bushes, currant bushes, grapevines, apple trees, nectarine trees. I'm probably missing other things that I need to get pruned up. And I have not been doing well in my pruning game. I've been gardening for quite a while, and it's one thing I've never totally understood, but to be honest with you, a lot of my stuff that requires pruning is like quite new to my garden. So I have just kind of been letting them grow. For instance, I couldn't even tell you what kind of grape I have. It was a cutting I put in the ground a few years ago, and it gave me like one cluster of grapes last year, so it's hard to tell what kind of grape it is and which way to prune it. So basically, my knowledge of pruning is non-existent. So I'm going to learn, and we're going to pop out there and we're going to go and prune some stuff together. And if I make massive mistakes, you guys can let me know in the comments, because I'm down to learn. I want to prune things for the best fruiting, the best harvest that I can get. And I understand that everything is a little different. So I'm going to do some research. I'm going to go out there and we're going to prune things together. I also need to plant peas. It is late February and I want to get some peas in the ground. I got some compost ready to go. I have my pea trellises ready to go. I got pea seeds. So let's go get those in the ground. Before we go outside, why don't I show you guys what's happening in the grow zone? If you guys can see here, it's a little tricky. Maybe I can. So these two rows over here, those are my Hungarian Magyar peppers. They are doing well. I almost have complete germination now. Actually, I do. I can see at least one pepper plant in every single soil block. My Notapinos are these two ones here. They did amazing, very quick to germinate, and incredible germination rate. So I'm about to come through and thin out some of these because I just had such amazing germination. Over here, these two rows, these are the bell peppers. Giving them a shot. It looks like I'm about half germinated so far, so that's pretty good. And then these last two rows over here are my Jimmy Nardellos, and I hope they'll germinate because I think I used all the seeds that I had. Looks like I'm a little less than half germinated so far. Okay, this section is doing really well. Over here, this front row is cumin. I have full germination, looks really good. This row here it's sage, and I have one plant there, but I don't know if that might just be a weed. These guys here are the thyme. They're doing very good. And then back here is lemon balm. I'm short one soil block. Yeah, this guy back here has nothing yet. Okay, and then in the middle you can see marigolds are doing super well, especially this guy. This guy's huge. The tips of the leaves are getting a little bit burnt. I think that's because this grow light is maybe a bit too powerful. You can also see it over here on the nasturtiums. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I just noticed something. So the nasturtiums over here are incredible. I have never had nasturtiums look this good. Last year I planted them and they maybe got this big, and they stayed this big the entire year. So far it looks really good. I have a row that is empty that I can plant more stuff in, but I think I see a nasturtium coming up that didn't germinate before, because I think this used to all be nasturtiums and then I just moved them over so I could have an empty row and do something with it. But yeah, it looks really good. So sage is a little bit iffy, but everything else looks great. Okay, and then onions, doing really good. And these are mixed peppers in the middle. I think some onions got in here. That's the only thing that can make sense.
Want me to get you like the hose? Should I turn that back on there?
No. This is really moist soil.
And then peas.
Oops.
It's probably what you're pulling off.
Okay, so let's get to pruning. I got my clean, trusty pruners here. This is my raspberry plant. This is a strawberry shortcake variety. It is so delicious. If you ever happen to run into one, I would pick it up. As you see here, these are little bits of growth, new growth popping up from the soil. And then I have some branches that are nice and healthy with buds on them. And then I also have some branches that are kind of spindly and have no buds on them. So I've actually never pruned anything before, as I've said. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to remove some of these really spindly, like really thin, like less than pencil thick branches, and branches that have no buds on them, like they're just not doing anything. And hopefully that will at least allow for some airflow between the branches that are going to do well and the new branches that are going to come up from the ground. That was a really thin branch there. I filmed this quite a few weeks ago, so I'm happy to say that this is starting to green out already. It looks really healthy. I'm hoping the pruning gives us lots of raspberries, because I think last year was my first year with this plant and I only got one raspberry off of it, but it was the most delicious raspberry I've ever eaten in my life. Okay, let's get that out of the way. This is one of my columnar apples. I do have two. This is my shorter of the two, and it's a weird shape. When I got it from the nursery, it kind of had this goblet shape. See, it kind of stops here and then it splits into two almost perfect like branches, and there's this one random branch that kind of shot off. Now this is meant to be a columnar apple tree, so apples are supposed to grow on the actual trunk of the tree. I don't want to have all this weight on this branch full of apples, so I'm going to remove that one there, and I'm going to keep the shape nice and columnar. This is my big columnar. So the last one was kind of like a red variety. I can't read this. And this one is more of a blushing red. I took off that big branch there because that was definitely going to get weighed down with apples and it would break off on its own. All of these, I'm trying to take this back to a columnar shape. So what I'm doing is anything that's really sticking out far, I'm removing it down to like 2 buds. There's not a lot of information about pruning columnar apple trees, so I just kind of followed what I could, and I just cut back everything to 2 buds to keep a really columnar shape. This here is my black currant. This was a gift from a coworker, and it's been doing so well. It really likes being here. This was challenging for me to prune. I watched a lot of videos and I couldn't quite figure it out, but you can see there's like some branches that have, like they all have buds on them. So I actually decided to not do anything with it this year. I didn't really want to mess with it because it got a lot of damage from stink bugs last year, so I was going to leave it be. This is my blueberry. This is another one that I didn't do a ton of work on because it's so small and so new. I just got rid of some of the more thin spindly branches, and the ones that stuck out really far, because my neighbor has a blueberry bush kind of near where this one is, and I kind of want it to take on a similar shape that she has, so I'm just trying to keep those lower branches from sticking out so far. I also think it's been like a highway for pests, blackcurrant and my blueberry, and they're planted way too close together. Oh, here's my little rhubarbs popping up, saying hello for spring. This is Katerina. I've called her Katerina. She is a golden prolific nectarine. It's a true dwarf variety. I got her this time last year, and last year she gave me a handful of nectarine fruits that were delicious. So she's got some problems. She's got canker, a bacterial canker, which I think is pretty common in most stone fruits anyways. But we're just going to keep on keeping on and hope she survives. She's in decent health and she has a really good shape that's a little bit tricky to show you, but it's more like a goblet shape, which I really like and is really good for stone fruits. Maybe you can see all of this in here is the bacterial canker that started showing up like the second I got it home from the nursery, unfortunately. So for pruning this one, there's just a few changes I want to make. There's this branch down here is already like broken, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. I didn't do anything to take that off. And then I don't know if this is the right choice or not, but I'm gonna get rid of a couple of like the tips because they're looking a little bit dead. I don't know if you can see like this one here, the end just kind of stops producing buds and it's a different color. I don't know if that's the right decision, but I'm gonna do that. Get this guy here, super thin. And maybe this guy here. Other than that, that's all I'm going to do for Katerina because she's just a baby. Okay, guys, that's all I'm going to tackle today. I know I mentioned my grapes. I don't feel that as of right now I have the confidence to prune my grapes. It's a little bit tricky because I planted my grapes in such a way that they go over a fence to the other side, so it's really hard to like visualize both sides of the fence at once. So I feel like I just need like really good weather, a calm mind, nothing else on my plate where I can really sit down and focus because I've never pruned grapes before and this is like the first year that I think I need to. They grew like wildfire last year and I just want to prune it to get a good harvest, but I don't want to mess that up. So we'll do that another day and I have another plan to go with that. So I'll make a fun video out of that, okay? But we did a lot. We pruned the raspberries, blueberries, blackcurrants, or we didn't actually prune the blackcurrants at all. Apple trees, nectarine trees. Yeah, we did a lot today. So I'm happy we planted some peas and you guys got to see all the fun stuff that's growing in the grow zone. So that's kind of like exciting. That's the first video for the garden season and I'm excited to do so much more. So that's all for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, thank you for your like, shares, and subscribes because they mean the world to me. I am a new YouTuber. As of filming this right now, I just hit 500 subscribers, which is really exciting. So I thank you guys so much. I do have a playlist that's called The Experimental Homestead. If you guys want to watch all my videos or even just let them play while you do some housework or something, right now I need some watch hours to help me get my monetization goal. So if you wanted to help out a regular person like me, go ahead and check out that playlist and help a girl out. Of course, you're not obligated. I just enjoy having you guys here. So anyways, see you the next time. Bye bye.